At this present time, climate mobility is extremely real. Statelessness is real. Lack of sovereignty is real. Cultural statelessness is a reality. This is what it means for Pacific families, Pacific individuals to actually be impacted by the current climate changes that are taking place in our region.
We reiterate that climate-forced displacement is not an adaptation measure and urge that gender justice and human rights be integrated with all climate responses, and that putting the Pacific before profit is of paramount importance.
Climate mobility is caused by climate change and rising sea. So there are communities in the islands and even in other parts of the Pacific are already engaging in their own attempt to protect their shorelines and protect their own islands. In Tuvalu, the government is also doing their very best to build seawall to protect, because protecting the island, we are simply protecting our cultural identity, our people, and their future, and our right to determine what is best for us in our own land.
As queer and trans climate justice advocates, our fight is deeply personal. Our communities, friends, and chosen families are particularly vulnerable as rapid changes in climate lead to more natural disasters, environmental instability, and scarcity. LGBTQI and queer communities live on the front lines of climate change. We need to create spaces for people of diverse subjects to discuss issues pertinent to the climate-related mobility.
Especially in the Pacific Islands, where we have different classes of chiefs, different classes of social structure, is that, for example, if I am an heroine and my atoll here has gone underground, I am required, because of the social climate change mobility, to move into, let's say, another atoll in Marshall Islands. So my leaving my atoll where I'm the landowner and I'm going to another atoll is a huge shift in social status for me, from a landowner to a non-landowner, from being a chief to a commoner.
As Pacific Islanders, we need to be open to narratives and conversations around mobility with regards to people that do not want to move and people who would want to move in the future as a result of sea level rise and other climate-related impacts. And this is really important, so we have a diversity of narratives that we can use as well when it comes to decision making. And I think ultimately it'll help prepare us as Pacific Islanders, whether we want to stay or whether we want to move, to really understand the basis in which we're staying as well as in which we're moving.
It is extremely important, it is critical that our global leaders include climate mobility. It must be on the table, it must be addressed, and now.